Hey, and welcome to the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast. I am your girl, Suzanne, also known as Positively Suzanne. Now, remember, this podcast was created with us in mind. It is a reminder that not only are we worthy, but we deserve the best versions of ourselves. So grab a cup of tea or your beverage of choice and sit back and relax and join me on this journey.
Hey there, positive people. It's your girl, Suzanne. And if you've been listening, I hope you have been listening. This is the month that I'm featuring female entrepreneurs who are just doing their thing and out there being fearless and phenomenal. And I am so excited to have this special guest with me today. I've known her from back a minute, but let me just go over her bio a little bit. She is going to add on to who she is, but I have with me Miss Michelle Memnon, spiritually fabulous herself. She is the founder and CEO of Spiritually Fabulous Ministries. Now, she's a business professional. She's a community leader. She has a diverse range of experiences that has certainly exposed her to people from many different backgrounds and socioeconomic classes. She has been able to inspire and lead people. Now, it's a valuable skill set that she has. She is a two-time author. She is a designer. And, as we're chatting with her, you'll find out how to access her fabulous things that she creates. She's an event planner. Most recently, I was at her pop-up, her fabulous pre-Mother's Day pop-up. I was a vendor there. She is also a motivational speaker like your girl. She aims to educate, to inspire, and to empower others to pursue their dreams. She loves to write. She's not shy to share her thoughts, and as you'll find throughout this interview, as I mentioned, she has two books, and the first one was called Spiritually Fabulous Soul Foods. It was Recipes for the Soul. It was in February 2019, and it's an action guide to empower women to live a purposeful and fruitful life. Her second book, A Spiritually Fabulous Creation, Heavenly Treats, she published that in May 2021. So that's right before the pandemic and right after the pandemic. It is a fabulous recipe book filled with desserts and all sorts of things for you to create, to bake, and just be happy and merry. So she has a big event that she puts on every year in the city of Worcester, and it's a great event. It's the annual Summer Gospel Fest, and it's going to be on again this year. So we'll talk about that a little more. And it's something that she hosts annually to give back to the community. And, proceeds from all the other things that she does goes to benefit this. I don't know if you've ever been a part of a community event. It's a very expensive endeavor. So, certainly there's sponsors, but she puts a lot of work and commitment to get into this. So I am so excited to have her on the Sit Down with Suzanne program this morning. So welcome, Miss Spiritually Fabulous herself. How are you today?
Wonderful. Hello, my beautiful and fabulous people.
All right. All right. So I am so excited. Thank you so much for agreeing to being on the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast. When I mentioned to you that I was highlighting female entrepreneurs for the month of May, I was excited to have you because I know you're out there, you're doing your thing, and one of your goals is inspire. And, I know a lot of people are thinking of it and, they're kind of doing it as their side hustle and they don't know what to start. So let's talk a little bit about your professional background. Just give me a quick intro into what your professional background is, and then let's just jump into the meat of it.
My professional background, I would say that I am a leader with a plethora of skill sets, business administration, coaching, empowering, motivating, and just trying to lead the way for people. When you think about professional background, corporate America, I was a manager, oversee, many staff. In operations, I would say, professional background as far as management.
Mm. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurism. So what made you decide that, I'm an entrepreneur? How did that come about? Was that something that you just woke up one day and did, or was this like a gradual transition? You were doing a hustle on the side, and, what made you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Okay, I want to answer this question, but I'm going to just rewind back to the first question because I don't even like how that sounds in regards to professional, because I'm thinking of my title when I was in corporate.
Okay.
So when you say professional background, just being professional, being a professional, I was birthed to be an entrepreneur. I honestly believe that I was always different and cut from a different cloth, but you really don't know, until life experiences hit you. As far as entrepreneurship, I would say when I was in corporate America, that was a side hustle for me, but I was still an entrepreneur. I just hustled it on the side. Now I am mainstream doing entrepreneurship. And to me, I've always had it in me. I was always creative. I always thought different. I always had creative ideas. So the blessings and gifts that God has instilled inside of me, because all these gifts, these skill sets, right, that lead to being an entrepreneur, was gifted from God, that I was able to birth them out. And there's just so many different ideas instilled inside of me. When you think of entrepreneurship, like a tree, I can branch off many different ways, but it's about staying rooted and focusing on the one or two things, so you can be successful.
That is actually a really valid point, because, a lot of folks, they want to do everything because there's this opportunity area, this creative genre, this creative culture that we're in, there's so much to do. But if you go out there and try to do everything, it's very hard to be successful. I'm not saying that you can't, but, you really do have to hone your skill sets and, truly find out what you're good at and expand on those versus, if you see this one doing this, you're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Just really building your entrepreneurship around competing versus what you're truly passionate and good at. So a little earlier, you said you were doing it part-time. Now you're doing mainstream. And I know a lot of folks that are doing that, a lot of my audience that are doing it part-time and want to do it mainstream. How did you kick off to do it mainstream? Like, what was some of the first things that you did?
Well, if you must know, I quit
must.
my job. I was with a prestigious organization, I would say, 5 months shy of 20 years. And this wasn't planned. It just happened. But you know what? I'm glad it happened. It happened because here I am now, that I can focus and put all that energy into me. And even though I'm putting it into me, just like too, when I used to supervise and manage, you put the energy into the people, the staff, the customers, and less energy for me, but put the energy in it for me so I can be better help to service people. You can't do it weighed down. You can't do it tired. Even though I'm getting a little bit less sleep, but again, still, I'm on my time, fueling my energy and not fueling someone else's, building my foundation and not building someone else's foundation, but still being a blessing to everybody while I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for trusting us to, share your story. And, you did mention that, you stepped out of corporate America and you're doing your entrepreneurship. And, that's truly what the people want to hear about, just in terms of, what was that like for you? And you said it was a faith. So because I know you personally and know how important your faith is to you, and you said that it was a faith step, and, some of the things that you did, initially, you need to focus on it full time, because being weighed down and bogged down, and you mentioned that you supervise people, and, supervising process is tough, but supervising people, That's a whole different ball game. It is.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Positively, we're going to talk about it. I want to say that this season for me, it's a faith walk. This is a faith walk. That's what I'm titling it. When you think of supervising and managing people, right? It's not so much of the job that was weighing me down. Even though we have a lot, who much is given, much is required. We do understand that. So I know I had a lot to do. I understand that. But that wasn't the burnout. It's dealing with people. People who don't respect you or just want to be people. And with the pandemic, to me, I won't say the pandemic made things any easier, any worse. People are just going to be people. And I just was all set with managing people. In my position, I was able to inspire people, empower people, and lead people. But remember, too, people also have to want that for themselves. Even though you're set in position to lead that way, they have to decide if they want to follow. So you know how hard it is, how you're supposed to be leading, but then they're not following you? Things are not going to be productive. They'll be productive in the way that they think it's productive. But what's the point of being set in place and you don't have support either? You know what I mean? So enough about corporate America and in regards to even what we're speaking of. I want to take this focus back to me and me being a blessing to others to show them that you could do it, but not telling someone to quit their job.
God, no, not at all.
I want to share my story where you can understand my story and connect with my story, then decide when's the time right for you. But This is my time. My time is right now. My time is now.
All right. It is your season. It is your faith walk. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about you being an entrepreneur. Let me ask you this. Do you have a support system, or is it you, being an entrepreneur, you're doing so much, you have so many things that you're doing, because a lot of time entrepreneurs start out with just them. Do you have a support system, or is it just you?
In regards to support system, I am the main woman on the field, but I do have mentors because I think that's important to have mentors. I have different mentors, so I do, and I'm going to consider that a support system. As far as assisting me, helping me with exactly what I'm doing in my entrepreneurship, when I'm doing certain things, I can ask for, or I have volunteers, but getting the work done, it's me being guided and empowered by mentors.
Okay. That's wonderful. I'm glad you mentioned that because I find the value of mentors so important. I'm a mentor to some, and I have mentors that, because we don't know everything. And, if you are the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room. And I think you and I have had that conversation before. Our pastor, we shared a pastor at one point, and he was very fond of saying that, so I think that's so important that you have a mentor. And I do consider that a support system. Is there any entrepreneur that you admire and that you feel like you can go to for advice?
And I'm being honest. You know what? Let me tell you. I do.
Good.
And I'm saying that because I'm thinking, not right in front of me, but when you think of, mentors or even via social media, there's specific people that I follow, that also at times too, I'm able to jump on master classes or webinars, whatever, and I'm inspired by them. And then also too, they have a team to get back to you if need be. I mean, I have direct connect because it's social media, but I'm a part of the community and the group. So then again, no, let me take that back then. Yeah, being part of community group, like you can email, you can message, but as far as picking up the phone and I need to speak with you, the ones that I'm talking to regarding social media is a no. But inspired by a lot of positive entrepreneurs that I look up to.
Good.
And back to when you're saying about the mentor. Yeah, I'm also a mentor, as you said too, and also being mentored.
Yep. You said it earlier, like to whom much is given, much is also expected. As people are feeding into you, I do believe that you're feeding into you. You have to feed into others, and I know that's one of the aim of your spiritually fabulous ministries. Your aim to inspire and empower. So that's fantastic. Well, what are some of the biggest hurdles you think an entrepreneur would face? What are some of the biggest hurdles that you faced?
For entrepreneur, you need to be determined and motivated and organized. As far as biggest hurdles, people not believing in you. And it's kind of funny to say that. I know people believe in, you can think people believe in you because they see you doing so much, and you'll get the compliments and the comments. But then again, too, the biggest hurdles, support.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
We have a community, you have your local, your community, but biggest hurdles, support. We can come further and farther away with support.
Absolutely.
Like genuine support. I don't mean support just to show your face, so just to say you were there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't knock someone just for showing up for just saying that. So let me be clear too, because I don't want this to be taken a different way. You can feel when someone is generally being supportive to you.
Mm-hmm. You can. I do believe that we have that that discerning spirit, right? We can say like they're just faking the funk, or they genuinely want to see you succeed. So there's somebody that I admire, and I listen to Susie Orman. She talks about money, and I'll send you the link to who she is. And she was on the Breakfast Club the other day, and I didn't get the full interview, but one thing she said struck out to me was that people want you to be successful till you're successful. They'll say, I want you to be successful. It's like, oh, look at her doing her thing. But the minute you get successful, then that's, like when the hate and the things start and things like that, the criticism and all of that. So I do get that, what you're saying in terms of support, and I have found that, sometimes your closest circle is not the ones that support you. Like most of the success I've had is from strangers.
No, I know. And I see, like I said, I don't want to sound a certain way on this podcast. But I want to explain the detail too, just to be clear, because I don't want nobody taking what I'm saying out of context,
Yeah.
But the biggest supporters will come from far, and they will be strangers.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of, actually, when you go back to the question about an entrepreneur, I think of Trent Shelton, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying about social media. Like, I consider him a mentor. I'm on his text community, and he is he's good at what he does, and he sends his messages, he empowers, he encourages. So when you think of entrepreneurship, he's a motivational speaker, he's a little bit of everything. I'm admired and inspired by him. I get empowered by him. And there's things that he says and other people say where, wow, he said that, but why can't you say that? But I still want to be careful what I'm saying, because I don't want anybody to take it a certain way. But support, there's support, and then there's support. That people want to see you win, not, oh, what is she up to? Oh, what now? That's why it's important for you to surround yourself around like-minded people, people doing the same thing or even more. So when I do complete and accomplish what I did, you say, okay, what's next? Not again, or what you're going to do next? No, I'm telling you, you don't get, I'm telling you.
I do get it. I'm laughing because I've had similar experiences, and I think you and I had a conversation about this once, and I had shared two things with you that I think of sometimes when somebody says to me, "Lord, you're doing too much." It's that clip by the Christie show. She was like, every people really be mad when they see me because they're always saying you're doing too much. And then the other quote by Denzel Washington, which I love and I have, and it says, the only people that's going to criticize you for doing too much is the ones who are not doing, enough as much. So that's not the exact quote. I don't have it in front of me, but that's it. Like, the folks that are like, Lord, you can't rest, you can't sit down. Yeah, do too much. Oh, what Susanna do know? And it's like, but my whole life I've dealt with that. I've dealt with, go on too much. You're acting too white. Like just all the things that I pursued. I remember the first time folks were like, what is a motivational speaker? Or even having the podcast, folks were like, Black people don't listen to podcasts. I'm sorry. Check the industry. Look at the stats. It's $1 billion industry now. And there's so many Black women in it and Black folks in it. And there's just so much. So, folks will sometimes try to discourage you from your dreams because, if you are not, just comfortable and confident that this is what God has given you. And I love that you have that. Folks will be discouraged. And then you start to wonder, like, am I doing too much? Am I, why can't I just be happy and be okay with what I have? Because God didn't place that vision in you for a reason. He placed Spiritually Fabulous Ministries in you for a reason. And, you're not criticizing or throwing words and, and I don't think anybody is going to misconstrue, but you have this vision. And you can't, like Jeremiah, it's like fire in your bones, right? You cannot sleep on what God has put in you.
He's put in. And then how, being introduced to Spiritually Fabulous Ministries, that's where it started. God gave me the name Spiritually Fabulous. I was not sitting here, I think I need a name. Like, it's just weird. Everything just is part of the plan. He gave me that name, Spiritually Fabulous. So I started with Spiritually Fabulous Ministries in 2013. And then off of that, in 2017, Spiritually Fabulous LLC was birthed. And Spiritually Fabulous LLC is my event planning. My ministries is, just doing work outside of the four walls. Mm-hmm. So when you think of Spiritually Fabulous, I'm a lifestyle brand, designed to connect, inspire, and serve through my events, products, and services.
All right. So I will say that, your vision is coming to fruition. A lot more to go, but it is coming to fruition. So what were some of the first wins for you as an entrepreneur?
First wins as an entrepreneur, I'm going to say my first win was publishing my book because it was written in a journal for a long time. It was just in a journal. I'm a writer, so I write. And someone said to me, when are you going to put those words on paper? So I put it in a journal, put it aside. And it was 4 years after that, it became a published book. So I'm going to say that was my first win. Or then again, too. Yeah, because, you don't have to count a big win. Even a small one is even creating my website. That's even before the book. 2013, just being led to even create a website under Spiritually Fabulous and then just go from there.
Awesome.
It's just weird. I don't, what it is? I have so much in me to say, and that's why I sound like I'm all over the place. And I'm thinking, because it's been so long, because here I am now in 2022.
Yeah.
Spiritually Fabulous, that name, that logo, everything, it just happened 2013 as it just came. When you think of visionary and a vision and God puts it in you, like he just puts these stuff and then it just falls into place. This is what I'm basically saying.
Girl, this is a safe space. Be you, share. I invited you on the podcast because I do have many requests for folks to be on the podcast, but I want people who are going to be authentically themselves and folks who are going to share and inspire others who are, possibly thinking of doing something, and hearing your story will inspire someone to step out into their faith walk. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's going to do it a little differently. But, if you go back to some of my podcasts, I be talking and God will give me a message and I'm saying something and thinking I'm in church. So you're all right. This is a safe sharing space.
Yeah, I don't think that is not safe. I'm just trying. I'm thinking. I'm just trying to put it all together.
All right.
It's been so long. I don't know.
Okay.
So just here I am now. Here I am.
Isn't it funny when you go back and think of like, holy moly, this was 2013. We're in 2022.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. And that was just, like I said, when I first, and it's funny, when I created that, the website was going to be to promote the people of God, like people who were having events, people who were doing things, put it on my website. That's how it started. It's weird. But then I got to a point, or, being spirit-led too, like I can't just put anybody on my website because you're having a function, that's tied to church or God, doesn't mean it belongs on the website. What I mean by that is I didn't know a lot of these people personally. I just see like, oh, they're doing things. But then again, I don't know who you're attached to, what you're really doing. And that's the thing too. Here we are, 2022. I'm very protective of my brand. Like I said, I'm a lifestyle brand. I do not just click up and connect with just anyone. I do not do business with just anyone. Customers, clients are different. I mean, like someone wanted to collab. I don't collaborate with just anyone. I don't do it.
No, you have to be, your brand is a lifestyle brand. And, similar to mine, I mean, I am the face of my brand. You are the face of your brand. So people will connect you to whoever you collaborate with. And if they're with foolishness or, whatever, they're going to lump you right in there. Is it fair? No. So no, you do have to be very protective. And sometimes folks will put things out and they will put the name of the Lord in it, but it has nothing to do with the name of the Lord. And no, I think you're right to do that. And, doing things on, your way, and then find the right partners to collaborate with.
Yeah. But some people don't know how to take that. Sometimes when you do not want to be a part of something or connect and collaborate, some people don't know how to take it. I'm telling you. It's not that I think I'm bougie or I'm conceited or my brand is too good. No, I just can't. Like in regards to even social media. When you go on my page, I don't just put anyone on my page. I don't hashtag and link people to the page so they can go to your page if you're doing foolishness on your page. And I'm so for real about that. No, I'm serious. You may not see, pictures of friends and family or whatever, because my Instagram, like that's a business page. It's business. Your Facebook is different. You have your Facebook business and Facebook personal, but this is business. And this is trying to inspire, encourage people. I'm not putting a picture of us because we went to dinner or had an event, and to tie into that, tag your name when you're doing foolishness on your page. No,
no, you are your brand. You are the CEO of your brand. And unfortunately, anything or anyone you associate with, they're going to, lump you with it. So no, you have to be protective of your brand, and, you have certain dreams and goals for your brand. And, you do have to, be consistent. You have to be intentional, which is a term that I use often. I'm very intentional. If I'm feeling tired or just because like even a simple post for me, like I think about it and I'm like, who is this going to touch? And putting a post out, like just because I'm like, oh, I need to put something out. I'd rather not put something out if I feel like it's not going to fully represent, me. I don't want to put it out just to put it out. I do want it to have impact. So it's more impact versus popularity, although it seems like popularity is what wins. But I think that who you need to help, you will help. So So that is so crucial and that is so important. So no, hey, you've got to do what you got to do. Listen, I've been called bougie my whole life. So, and I'm okay with it because I know that, God has a plan. So how do you celebrate your wins though? So, you've had so many wins, but how do you personally, not in publicly, but how do you personally celebrate a win?
I'm glad you're asking that. And well, as far as my books, like my 2 books that I've published, I did my book signing celebration. So it's celebrating my book, but celebrating me. But other than that, everything else that I do, I don't celebrate myself. You smile to yourself, you're proud of yourself, I jump around to myself, but that's not, then again, that is celebrating me. But as far as like, getting a bottle of champagne and popping it, me, or going out I don't. And you know what? Once again, the time is now. This is a new season for me. I'm going to celebrate every win going forward.
Absolutely. You better do
it. Sometimes you shouldn't do things, just do it. And I don't do things just to do it, but I do it, if that makes sense. I do things, you have your goals, you achieve your goals and you do it. And then it's like, what next? And then you just keep doing it. But no, I do not think, actually, let me tell you, how do I celebrate my wins? Full-time entrepreneurship. I'm celebrating every win that I've done before I said goodbye, I retired.
All right. I love it. Girl.
Come on.
All right. So, all right. We're not going to sing, but no, but listen, girl, I love tea. You know this. You've seen, I do tea parties. That's how I celebrate most of my celebration. It's nothing, big or whatever, but it's for me. It brings me joy. I have a little tea party to myself, whether it's on my deck or my living room. And, I have fruits and dessert because, dessert has to be there, and just say, I thank you, God. And you're right. It's not just the big win, like the small wins, like getting a meeting with somebody that was difficult to get a meeting with, or just overcoming a hurdle that you thought was impossible. And, that's huge. But I want to talk about the Gospel Fest, because that was birthed in you a few years ago, and that started and has evolved over the years. And we're going into, this is the 7th.
This is the 7th, but because due to the pandemic, we couldn't have it in 2020. It would have been the 8th, but it's the 7th.
All right. So tell me a little bit about that, how that came about, and just,
once again, God just sprinkles some things inside of you to get birth. So how I operate, and to me, how things always just occur. I happen to be at an event, and I was having a conversation with this gentleman. We wasn't talking about events, festivals, nothing. We were having, general conversation, just talking. And in the middle of the conversation, I went, I took a breath. And he was like, "What's this?" Just like, and I'm being honest. I know I sound animated, but I'm being honest.
It's all right.
He was like, "What? Are you okay? Like what?" And I was like, "What if I had a gospel fest? What if this was a festival?" Just like that. That was it. I didn't speak anymore on it. I didn't say anything. Holy Spirit told me to shut up. Just like, I'm being honest. Like it was implanted in the middle of an event. And then time after, not too long after, how God operates with me, it's like a computer. I grabbed a piece of paper and a pen, and I just started writing. Just like my book and whatever, I do these stuff, I write, and then I tuck it. It's like when it's implanted, put it on paper, because the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. And it's just weird. I'm going to call it weird. I'm going to say it's weird because it is weird. It's different how God operates with me. And then not even 6 months later, it was just time to operate. I don't know how to explain, like, to say, oh, the time is now. It just comes. I don't know how to explain it. It just comes inside of me. Then I just start investigating, doing what I need to do. And then whoop, there was 2015. I got the idea 2014. But I'm telling you, it wasn't from, I want to do this big event. It just, it's Holy Spirit led. And I'm using the word Holy Spirit because it was, and it is. Just like my book. The Holy Spirit was my ghostwriter. Every idea that is given to me that comes to fruition is from the Holy Spirit. So Gospel Fest, whoop, there it is. That's how it started. And here we are now. That's my biggest event for the year.
It is, and it's coming up December, July 30th at Worcester Common. And let's tell folks how they can access it. I know that if you don't live in the Worcester area, you can't access it. And, you know, for the future, who knows, will be televised. I'm going to manifest that for you, sis. It will be televised.
That's all part of the plan too. But remember too, being hybrid, that's also extra work. So I'm not opposed to it because with the pandemic, that's the way, you know, we had to be strategic and learn how to operate differently. And that was going to be part of the plan. And then 2020, it was no one's having events. 2021, there was no time to think about hybrid because this is already a big festival to plan. Yeah. So I'm on all social platforms. I also always hand out physical flyers. Like when you think about marketing, that's a big thing too with entrepreneurship or any event or anything that you're doing. You should be marketing you, your brand, and your event. My events are successful because I market. I don't wait for anybody to do it for me. And we should, and I'm not saying not to pay someone or have somebody because you should, because I can't do things alone. But I handle my business. I am on the ground running. I'm connecting with the community. I connect with people. So where to find it? My website, spirituallyfabulous.com. I know at the end, you'll probably give me opportunity to share, but to find information about the Gospel Fest, go to spirituallyfabulous.com, social media, and there's specific websites that I post my events on.
Okay. All right. So you do a lot as an entrepreneur. What advice would you give to someone who's possibly thinking of becoming an entrepreneur? I know we've talked about it and danced around it and dropped some hints and clues, but if you were to speak directly to the listeners right now and give them some advice about becoming an entrepreneur, what would you say to them?
Okay, first I will start off with my quote. My quote is, the beauty in a vision is seeing what you have the ability to create, right? You have this vision, you know, it's a beautiful vision. But you have to make steps and take the necessary steps, actually, towards accomplishing that vision or that goal. Entrepreneurship, they say it's not for the weak. It's not. It's not. You're on your own time. You are your own boss. You are the visionary. You have to be organized. You have to want it. You have to be determined. So the beauty in a vision is seeing what you have the ability to create. Because after you finish creating it, whatever it is you're doing, establishing that business, creating a product, your service, when it's all said and done, it's a beautiful thing that it was accomplished, that you stuck with it. Follow your dreams, pursue your dreams, and don't listen to people telling you you cannot do it. Cannot. Should not be in your vocabulary. Because as they say too, impossible, it's I'm possible. It is possible. It's possible because you see other people's doing. And when you think about Spiritually Fabulous, or you think about Mish Memnon, like anything and everything that I do is to encourage and inspire and empower somebody else to do it too. You can do it. Because we all have ideas. You know, people have ideas and they sit on it, or they don't know how to get started, where to get started. I'm a community resource. That's the other thing, you know? And when you think about coaching someone or being a motivational speaker, I do that on a daily basis. It's not a point of getting on a stage and speaking to a lot of audience. It's a one-on-one too. That's motivational speaking. I try to encourage someone every day. So entrepreneurship, to lead back to what you're saying, you can do it. It starts with like the Bible said, write in that vision and make it plain.
Mm.
Even bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Whether what color you want something, how big you want something. Another thing too, when you think of vision boards, right? That's the same thing as writing the vision and make it plain. You're putting that vision into this board, right? That you want to
Mm-hmm.
see and sticking to it. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a month, a year, 5 years. Like I said, that book, it birthed 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
Mm. Absolutely.
I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Girl, that word is difficult to know, but all right, let's throw that on there. All right. And, thank you for that. And for those of you that are listening and that are possibly thinking of doing your thing, like she said, do it.
Just do it. We're not going to steal Nikes, but just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Tell me, what are some, and you talked about it like in the beginning, one of the things you mentioned was being organized, but what are some of the most, I want to say the best habits you need to develop to become an entrepreneur?
Girl, let me tell you, because to this day, I have friends who laugh at me. I've been the same way for a very long time since a youngin'. I am a note taker. When we used to take trips and do certain things, I was the one like on the hotels, the airfare, the events that we're going to go to and everything we're going to do, or think about even creating, even designing and clothes and dressing. And hello, it was me. So I write. Thank God for, our notes and our phones. Because before it was just, it was just paper and a pen. Like, I'm going to keep saying this, write the vision and make it plain. My biggest success is writing it down. Every time God gives me an idea, and this is to be helpful to, I'm going to say you too. I don't know if you do it, to you and everyone else. When I get an idea, I write down the date and the idea. So when the time comes or it just happens, like you remember that was the date it was given to you. I put that date down.
Absolutely.
And I write down every idea. I don't even, and what's funny? I haven't even ever went back and checked it off like, oh, I did that. I just go back and I just look at this list, the list that keeps growing. I'm telling you, I don't know how many more years that I'm going to be blessed with. I'm going to live to, over 100, and hopefully I can birth all these ideas. But I have a blueprint, and that's what you call it. Everything I write, you consider that a blueprint.
Awesome. No, that's fantastic. No, I used to sleep with like a book and a pen next to my bed. Now I just use the phone because I could turn it on without waking my husband up and just type in something like at 2 a.m. I'm like, I don't even know if it's going to come to fruition. The beauty before I would call it a diary, and I would put, the date at the top, but now the notes just gives me the date of when I created it. And it's been a godsend to me. I have poems and books that I've written that's just there. And like, I feel like when it's time to share, it is time to share. So, you mention it so many times, write it down. And I think that is so important because I'm not going to lie, as we get older, sometimes we don't remember everything. And
I don't want to forget.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Not at all. All right. So starting in 2013, with Spiritually Fabulous Ministry and to where you are today, how have your goals shifted?
Oh man, they have shifted.
Okay.
I'm climbing the ladder. I'm doing some things. I'm doing you know what's funny? I was at an event and I was having a conversation with someone and I was saying how to people, it seems like I'm doing a lot. Right. And she said, and I said that, because I don't think so. I'm just doing, like I said. And she said, Michelle, you are doing a lot. Because you are doing a lot, because, she follows me and sees what I'm doing too. But to you may not think you're doing a lot because you have all these other goals or things that you haven't done that you're trying to do. So then you don't think you're doing a lot. But I'm still going to big myself up because the other day I bought a planner in January
Mm-hmm.
I wrote in the plan in January, you do your diet goals and how much weight you want to lose, New Year's resolution. And then I haven't wrote in it since January. So the other day at the end of April, because I did on a piece of paper, write down everything I completed. When I wrote all that stuff down on the months that they belonged, I have accomplished a lot. I accomplished a lot.
That's
And
incredible.
me sitting by myself dwelling in it was like, wow, Michelle, it was weird. What I did the other day, I never did that. Like, wow. Like I said, I just do it. But I'm like, I've accomplished a lot since January.
That's awesome.
It's little goals, big goals, but it's a goal, my little goals. Since 2013, I'm going to say it out loud since we're on your podcast. 2013, God gave me Spiritually Fabulous. And what is for you is for you. And God gave you something that's for you. But when you think of, the fear of someone taking it, don't worry about it. I never feared someone's going to take my idea or take my logo or take my name. But since 2013, he gave me that. As years went by, he was saying I need to trademark my brand. And I shared that with you. And last year, I made a conscious decision and a sacrifice, and I invested in me, and I trademarked my brand. I received the green light from Washington. I'm just waiting on my paperwork to come in. That Spiritually Fabulous is trademarked. TM, R with the circle. So once again, it's all falling. I'm only saying it too because it's all falling into place. And I know I'm yapping, but then again, this is for the listeners. I want to share something with you when we think we have a plan or an idea, how it all ends up working out. Remember, I always wanted to trademark. I just didn't because, it costs too and time. But in 2017, you know what I did? Because I had Spiritual Fabulous Ministries. That's how I started. 2017, here, Spiritual Fabulous LLC was birthed. And the only reason, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say the word only reason I registered that business was to try to protect my name. Even though that's not protecting my name. I put it as an LLC, I know it's not protected, but I was putting it out there some more. You understand? Because you have the ministry and LLC. But guess what? Here we are, 2022. Now that I'm doing the entrepreneurship and I'm really, really, really going into business and I'm this entrepreneur, my LLC is already established. Here we are now. You know what I mean? I did it for a different reason. I mean, I was still using it as a business, but I'm telling you, I locked that name as the LLC just to protect my Spiritually Fabulous. If that makes sense. When look at God. No, now that I had registered 2017, I would have had to register it 2022 because I need it. And this is who I am. So when we do certain things, God was probably already laughing at me, because he already knew the way it was going to work out. So not only I already have my Spiritually Fabulous LLC since 2017, now here we are, 2022. My brand is trademarked. It's stamped and sealed.
All right.
And it's a process. I'm going to tell you that I ain't going to lie. You should protect, but it's a process, but it still can get done. So do it.
Absolutely. And you and I talked about this. It is a process. And, most people end up using a lawyer because it's very difficult. It's long. There is a fee associated with it. And they treat you like you're trying to, I don't know. like
it's not yours. Let me tell you something.
They're brutal.
I didn't use a lawyer. I did it myself. And you know what I said? I'm glad I went through the process because guess what, too? When you think about business consulting and my business that I'm now, if you want me to do it, you're going to pay me. No. I started, I'm telling you, I shared this with you, Suzanne. I started about 8, 9 at night. I did not finish that until the next morning. I think it was 8, 9 o'clock in the morning between nodding off. And it was just a lot, just the information that they want. You're making sure you put in the right thing. But once again, it is possible.
It is possible. And it's done. No, it's a long process. It's
so
worth it.
I am Spiritually Fabulous.
Yes, girl. Because no, protect that brand, because as you go and do more, and you definitely want to protect that brand and make sure that you don't want to find out a couple years down the road that there's another Spiritually Fabulous, but no, your trademark, you're it. That's it. Ain't nobody going.
And that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing you can do. Build your brand, and for it to be taken away or knocked down.
Yeah.
So that's out to all my entrepreneurs too, and not just entrepreneurs, business owners and product owners and service owners. Protect your brand.
You got to do. There's some shady folks out there. There are some shady folks out there. So, I mean, that's fantastic. For
Brandon.
Your goals certainly have shifted, and you know what? That is something that person said to you. It does look like you're doing a lot to the person out there that doesn't know the amount of visions and goals that you have in front of you. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm not doing enough. And they're thinking, yeah. So,
I didn't think I was not doing enough. I just said I am. I'm just doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I people, especially if you're not doing anything, and then you see someone else just doing. And I want to be clear about this too. I don't think people think this, but I'm still going to say it because you can't control people's thoughts.
Nope.
I don't do anything for stripes. I'm not doing anything to show someone out. I'm just doing it. I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm just trying to influence and empower others to do it too. Because we can all get it. We can all get it. There's enough room for everybody to eat. And remember that word, eat.
There is. I've said it often. And, I mentioned it with the previous guest that I just recorded, that, the competition thing is just, God invested us with so many different talents and abilities. And even if somebody's doing the same thing as you, they are not you, no matter what.
They have a whole different audience.
Like it is. It's like there's going to be something about you that resonates with somebody else. There's going to be something about the next person that resonates, because not everybody is going to want to listen to you or even follow you. And that's okay, because, we're not built for everyone's consumption. We're truly not. And, I talked about and I said this to the other person too. So if you listen to podcasts, you're going to hear this again. I used to believe that Walmart and CVS, not Walmart, Walgreens and CVS has the same owner, right? Because, and I don't know if they do, but if you see a Walgreens, you see a CVS, and both of them are busy.
And McDonald's and Burger King.
Exactly. We talked about that
right
too.
Across the street. No, that's...
We talking about that too, because I was like, listen, and they're all busy, because you know what? You cannot, there is no way you can serve the needs of everyone every time. So
and you're doing something a little bit, something different. Have to be.
No one else has your DNA. But I think a lot of time folks, be seeing other folks doing the similar thing. And, they start to show shade and hate sometimes and think like they're in competition. Listen, your only competition should be yourself. Let folks do what they're doing. Do the same thing. Be inspired by folks. Do what, but do you. Nobody else can be you. Trust and believe. God created you definitely for you. All right. So I'm going to ask a question. I know we've talked about it, and, I've asked a lot of them. How do you personally define success? Because I'm big in creating your own personal success, like not somebody else's standards, but yours.
How do I define success? I would just say I never was all this question and dwelled on it. But you know what you want to be successful at. You know what I mean? So how do I define my own success, or how would someone define me?
How would you, your own personal success?
Just smashing out my goals. Smashing out my goals. And the other part to that too is being able to influence someone else to do their thing or do the same, to do it. That's success. Like when you think of the book, right? I didn't create the book to say I'm an author, but I know I have encouraged other people to put your thoughts on that paper and publish that book. So that makes me smile. That makes me happy.
Okay.
No, it really does. It really touches my mind that I can influence somebody to do something. That is how
you define. That's fantastic. Would you say it's harder to work for yourself, or harder to be an entrepreneur, or work for someone else?
It's harder to work for someone else because I am my own boss. If I want to be late, I can be late to myself. Even though we should be respectful to ourselves and be prompt to ourselves, I'm just saying. And, not everybody respects you. And nope, it's harder working for someone else.
Okay.
When you go into a business establishment and just see the poor customer service or how people are dealing with people or just see the busyness, Suzanne, I honestly say, I don't miss this at all.
Yeah.
I don't miss it. No, I have clarity. I'm free. I'm breathing. I'm listening to the birds chirping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being influenced by the birds that no, it's beautiful. And just when do you have time to listen to birds chirp? When you're rushing to work, you can't hear them birds. You're trying to make it to work.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, you need to shut up so I could take this last 5 minutes of sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I have these birds outside my window. Now I can listen to them. But before, I'm like, seriously, I got 5 minutes before I got to get up. Like, calm down. It's a different feeling when you are working for yourself.
Feeling. I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful. I'm honestly humble and grateful.
Amen.
Honestly.
Any regrets?
No, not at all. No regrets. I have more time that I can spend with my mom. I could be there for my children. And it's funny, even though we're still busy.
Yeah.
But still. And I can, and we're an encouragement and an inspiration to our children too, that they see you grinding, they always see you grinding, just to see this different level and see what you're doing. That's a whole different feeling, and it's different. This is a different season for me. So be happy for me. I want everyone to be happy for me. Because when I win, you win. When I go up, you coming up too.
I am happy for you, sis. And I know that our listeners are going to be happy for you because, a lot of times we see success stories and, folks, so, you weren't born into privilege. I wasn't born into privilege.
Yes, I was.
And all right, privilege in Christ. Privilege in Christ. Girl, don't be trying me.
No, I wasn't. And you know what? And one thing I can say is I have grind for mine. So when that time comes, because I'm not defining this as success. Yes, we are successful, but there's more. But when that time comes, I don't think anybody can say, how did she get there? They will understand because they see that the grind is for real. And that was with working over 40 hours, salary and stuck under the belt of corporate, still doing this, but just putting more of that energy in me for me. Yeah. I say to someone, see you at the top, not I'm going to be looking down at you. See you there.
And that's what I certainly want to highlight. And I think that's what our listeners are going to resonate with, just self-made. Because sometimes, I think there was a joke going around that there is this certain individual, and I'm not going to mention name, has a big business and a multi-billion-dollar business. And, they're saying he's self-made, but I mean, he got like $10 million of seed money from his family. So, I mean, how self-made are you? So, you know what I'm saying? You did not have somebody hidden with a $10 million to give you to start. Like you
Seed me. I mean, I'm planted ready, but drop them seeds.
No, I'm just saying, like, they could drop it, but like you have accomplished this, by like grinding. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have any generational wealth to fall back. And right now I am building generational wealth for my children, and you're doing the same.
Yep. Let me tell you something. Because, before we started this podcast, we said it like how I think I sounded myself. I'm loud, I'm different, I'm unique, I'm creative, I'm different, but I'm showing up as myself, to be my best self, to see everyone at the top.
All right.
And if I can say, I know you're asking questions, but I just want to share because I don't know if we're about to end or whatever. If you think of 7 words to describe me: adventurous, ambitious, determined, intentional, an influencer, a trendsetter, and a leader.
Okay.
Not a boss, a leader.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we are getting ready to wrap up. So before we do that, and I know you mentioned at the top of the hour, but let's mention all your social media handles so folks, our listeners can follow you. And you mentioned your website and things like that. You mentioned what's upcoming for Spiritually Fabulous, but let's folks know how they can get connected with you and the services that you offer.
Okay, my listeners, since I want to stay connected, let's connect. I'm gonna make it easy for you. You can catch me with all my handles, Spiritually Fabulous. Spiritually Fabulous are all my handles on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, even though I don't really use it a lot. And as far as when you think of shopping or my products, my website is spirituallyfabulous.com, which is a link on there to obtain my products. But if you want to go directly, it's I am Spiritually Fabulous is how you would get to the website to shop. But professionally on LinkedIn, I am Michelle Memnon.
All right. There you have it. And that's how you connect with Michelle Memnon or Spiritually Fabulous, the one, the
Google
only.
Google me. No, search Google me.
Google her.
Fabulous.
Google her.
What they
all
say,
right.
Google me, baby.
Isn't that fantastic? Sometimes I look at, when we were, because social media wasn't really around when we were in high school.
I'm glad.
I'm glad too. But the beauty of social media now, I mean, it's good and it's bad, right? But everything you do is on social media. That's why it's so important to, at all times, somebody called me the other day. I was at an event and they told me that they saw me on the local TV station. And I wasn't even aware that I was on it. They were videotaping something. I was in the background. So, and that was on TV and social media, everything you're doing, somebody could be videoing you and doing something. So it's so important that you're true to who you are and 100% representing who you are and every minute.
And watching what you do. And protecting your brand.
You do. But no, sis, thank you for being on the podcast. I appreciate you. As you know, I wanted to highlight female entrepreneurs because I know that many of our listeners are thinking of it and don't quite know how to get their start. And you're a business consultant, so they can certainly connect with you and reach out to you and, to hire you to certainly coach, advise, counsel, all of that, and connect them to resources and things like that. So there you have it. You know how to connect with her. You know how to reach out to her. Thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for trusting me with your story, for sharing. I know that you've inspired a lot of folks. And yes, and thank you for rocking the Positively Suzanne brand. I see your t-shirt. I'm going to have to snap a picture of that. You better take a picture and send that over so I could post that. The Empower shirt. And I love that because that's such a word that resonates with me. It's the tenets of my brand. And I know it's one of yours too. And you're rocking it with a she tie, which is your own personal creation. So perfectly melded together. God is so intentional in what he does all the time. So I thank you for being on the show. I thank you for being uniquely you. And I know that your story will inspire someone, will motivate someone, will empower someone. So any final thoughts and words as we sign off from this?
My final words is be you, do you, and remember my quote. The beauty in a vision is seeing what you have the ability to create. Be sure you see that. And I just want to pour into you, Miss Susie Q is what I call her. Susie Q, and she doesn't even know why I call her Susie Q. It just sounds cute, but the Q, Queen. Susie Queen. So look at her face.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to pour into you as well that keep doing what you are doing because you are unique. And this is a blessing that you are utilizing this platform to be a blessing to others. This is a beautiful thing because not only God gave me the gift to gab, God gave you that gift to gab. And, so it's great what you're doing. I'm inspired as well. I'm empowered as well. And it's about connecting with the right people. I was on a meeting this morning and what I took from it, I took a lot, but she said, find a business bestie. And, it's hard, clicking with people. So find that business bestie, someone who a like-minded person or like-minded people just doing things that inspire you to do more, because there's more.
Awesome.
It's like I told you earlier, I'm inspired by your podcast because my podcast is coming, but that's not my focus. That's going to be later on. But you hear me, listeners, just gabbing away. I'm ready to gab. I'm ready to gab with you. Big up to Positively Suzanne, your podcast, your apparel, and everything else that is coming. May God continue to bless you and bless your hands and your creativity and, your mindset.
Awesome.
And thank you to the listeners. I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. I was going to end with that, but now I can't end. Thank you so much for that. I did not know that's why. My dad used to call me Susie Q, but thank you for that. He did. It's okay. It's a name that I like, and it brings back memories whenever I hear it.
Wow.
It does. So don't stop calling me that. And now that I find the reason behind
it. It used to be funny to like, hey, this is Susie Q, but yeah.
Don't stop, because we are queens and I'm a queen. I'm going to claim that crown a long time. But thank you for saying that. I admire you. I'm inspired by you. I see the things that you're doing. I'm there and I'm shouting for you. And I absolutely want to see you win. I know our backgrounds. And, I don't want folks thinking we were born into poverty or anything like that. But I also want to highlight to folks that, when I said that, we were born to Caribbean parents, and, my parents did the best that they could, and their parents did the best that they could. And as we grow and we have access to more opportunities, we're going to do more. And then the next generation is going to do more. And that's how we build generational wealth. So, I'm inspired by you because I know your kids, I know that are definitely inspired by you because they see all you do. And I see all that you're doing, and, you are consistent. You're very creative.
That's another word I should add.
Yes.
Oh, create. I should change it to 10 words. No, and I'm not being boastful. Like
you are creative.
Definitely, God has blessed me with a creative mindset.
He has. You're creative. You're consistent. You're intentional. And you trust God. And once God places those things into you, they're going to manifest. And if you continue to follow your dream and you continue to use your gifts as a blessing to others, God's vision will be manifested. And I'm proud of you and I'm happy for you. And I'm excited to see what's coming out of you next.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
I haven't even started yet, girl.
All right.
I haven't even started.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited. We're both young-ish, so there's a lot more of you to see, and I'm here. I'm here for the ride. But again, thank you so much for trusting me with your story, for being on the podcast, and stay tuned because there's going to be other opportunities to share the stories in different formats, and I'm excited. So. Positively Suzanne is here. The Sit Down with Suzanne podcast is brought to you every week, and I'm excited about what's to come next. So we're going to sign off with Miss Spiritually Fabulous. So say your tatas.
It was a real, true blessing to be here on this platform on today. And now it's time for me to go. Yeah.
All right, girl, we don't got all day, but I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So listen up for some call to actions right after this. As always, guys, this is Suzanne saying thank you. I am saying I am humbled by your continued support. I am humbled by you continuing to tune in every time there's a new episode. I appreciate it because I know that there's a lot of podcasts out there for you to choose from so that you continue to choose mine and listen to it. I appreciate it. So a couple of things. Want to keep reminding you guys that the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast is available. It is on my website at www.positivelysuzanne.com. It's also available in all the major podcasts and directories Stitcher, it's on Apple Music, it's on Amazon, it's on iHeart, it's on Google Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, and a plethora of others. So wherever you get your podcast, I guarantee you the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast is on it. So I need you to do a couple of things for me. I need you to listen to the episode. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share the episode. I need you to write a review and spread the word, spread the word that the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast is out there. It's happening and it's fun and fabulous. So I want you to share it because we're trying to help more people. So again, please go ahead and share, like, write a review. If you want to reach out to me, you can connect with me at Suzanne@positivelysuzanne.com. You could also follow me on social media. Instagram is my main jam. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I am just so appreciative of everything you do. Also, buy me a coffee should be right at the bottom of the episode. So you can go ahead and buy me a coffee. Just remember that every coffee that you buy goes towards purchasing equipment to upgrade the show so I could be bigger and better for you all. All right. So as always, I'm so appreciative of you guys. And until next time, this is Suzanne signing off.